on, let's go outside. Let's take a walk in the sun. There are things to learn and things to see. A big wide world for you, your dog, and me. Dog Talk. Hi folks, welcome to Dog Talk. I'm Pat Becker and you know my co-host Rusty.
Hey Pat.
And we have Natasha Wright with us today and this beautiful little collie. Now this is a smooth-coated collie, different from maybe the kind of collies that you are familiar with. Collies used to be the most popular breed of dog there was. And in the movies, all this kind of thing on advertisements, and people started, going away from the breed, but never did we get a really good profile of the smooth-coated collie. Tell me about this breed.
This breed, like you mentioned, is a smooth version of the rough-coated collie. They come in the same colors and are about the same size. So I first saw one about 7 years ago at an agility seminar, and I thought, that is the dog for me. That's just a beautiful, beautiful dog. So 7 years later.
7 years later, there. Well, I might give you a little trivia on it. The dogs who were first used with the herding breed things, at times were the collies, and collies were great for it. But in certain temperatures, it made it difficult for them. So this breed was conceived, and a downshoot from it so that there is not the thick coat. So they are they're very better at going through brush and things like that. They don't get the matted hair that the other ones get. Some people prefer them over the long-haired collies. I love both of the breeds of them. They are just absolutely super. Can we put her maybe on the floor so we can kindly see her conformation? Because when you brought her up, I looked at her and I thought, this is really a well-conformed dog. Really, really pretty. The back side, the top side, I think a judge would agree. This would be, and she's got the collie instincts. Yeah, look at this.
Checking out the treat.
She says, I think I see something. What did you find? What did you find? Did you find something? What is that? What is that? What is it?
While she's looking at treats, tell us how it's been to have a puppy in your home again.
It's been quite a while since I've had a puppy, but she's been an absolute joy. She's easy to train. She's been easy to house train, and just really, really a fun dog. To have in the house.
And they do have the wonderful ability to connect with their owners. That I really love about them. That has not been lost in all the years of breeding. And she is a fun girl. We have made her the dog of the week, Natasha. So you get a $100 gift certificate to A1 Pet Emporium.
Wonderful.
To go and spend on her and with her and take her in there because she will. Uh-oh, now it talks. Yes, says I like anything that does that. That's wonderful. Well, we appreciate so much you bringing her in. I see you've got her ears fixed. Now, this is another thing that collies actually have ears that kind of stand up. Some of them don't flop, and then you can put some. We used to use like a little glue kind of stuff on them. And to turn them down, and then they are trained that way. They train themselves that way. So that's kind of interesting. Much better than cutting them.
Right.
I just don't believe in hacking away on dogs' conformation, even though it looks one way or the other, preferably. So we appreciate it so much.
Thank you for having us, Pat.
Will you bring her back? She gets a little older. Are you going to do something with her? Because she's very athletic, these dogs.
She actually is starting nose work class this week.
Oh,
and,
excellent.
We're hoping that she'll be interested in doing some therapy dog work as well.
Oh, that would, of course, they make great therapy dogs. There is no question about that. Yes, you do. You make great therapy dogs. Come here and get this. Come on, come on, come on. Here we go, Natasha. Natasha,
nope.
Get it.
Good puppy.
There we go.
Good puppy.
Okay.
That's great.
Okay.
After the break, we're going to have a great segment on Amy Shrodes and her book Lost and Found Cat that we've discussed before. Hope you enjoy. We'll see you shortly.
A1 Pet Emporium is Oklahoma's authority on healthy nutrition for dogs and cats. Quality does not have to cost more, and we only have the best. If your pet suffers from allergies, digestive issues, skin infections, or hair loss, it may be the result of their diet. A1 Pet Emporium can help. We offer pet portraits monthly, adorable rescue animals every Saturday from noon to 4, and free dog and cat food samples. Locally owned and operated, we want to be your neighborhood pet store.
I have a friend who is so on the go that it's hard to get her to settle down long enough for me to talk with her. But guess what? She's in town, and it's Amy Shrodes. How are you?
I'm good, Pat. So good to see you.
It's so good to see you, honey. You are always on the go, but in this particular instance, it was a good thing because you discovered a little cat that was lost a long, long way from here.
Yes. I was in Greece. I had been taking a break from my career here in Oklahoma City and decided to travel in Europe. And when I was there, I found my way into the middle of what many people were calling the refugee crisis. I just felt very compelled from my heart to help and ended up on Lesbos Island, and that's where I met Kunkush. He was there as a stray cat, basically, and I just knew that something was different. He wasn't just one of the island cats.
Yeah, it was an interesting story, which, by the way, you made into a book. This is an incredible book and has gone, as we say, viral. Everybody across the country has one and knows about it. This little kitty belonged to whom?
He belonged to an Iraqi family. It's a mom with 5 children. Her name is Sura. And what happened was they took a rubber boat from Turkey over to Greece in 2015. It was November of 2015. And he was being carried in a small basket. And the basket had been broken because they're putting, 60 men, women, and children on these boats, and they're meant for about 25. So it was just so crowded that his carrier got broken, and when they landed, he pushed his way out and ended up on the island. And I found that out later, straight from Sura, because I had no idea what had happened. I just saw a long-haired white cat in the middle of a bunch of short-haired tabbies and said, who is this?
Yeah. So that was just, it was fate. It was, as they say, serendipity, something in the air.
I talked to so many people before I could figure out where he had come from. I knew he wasn't from the island, but I found a couple volunteers that had witnessed his landing. And that's how I figured out he was from an Iraqi family, but no one had thought to get their information because it's just so chaotic. Sometimes 60 boats would come in one day. So we were going, really on a needle in a haystack.
So, but you
search.
took the cat with you.
I took him to my little apartment. I was on the island for another month after rescuing him. So he came to the apartment to live with me. Ashley and I went to get him together. We took him to a vet. We gave him his shots and got him neutered and everything. And then he stayed with me for 1 month. And in that month, just like many of the cats that have been fostered here at OK Humane, he had to receive medical treatment because he had some stomach parasites, he had other issues.
Sure.
And he was very stressed, he went through a lot of trauma, just like these families are going through.
Good Lord, I know it. That's the whole thing is that he experienced the same kind of trauma, the same kind of stress that these refugees themselves. But what courage on his part to keep going, what courage on their part to do what they did, to take that step to virtual freedom.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
a new life.
They're from Mosul, and Mosul's all over the news now as being, a very dangerous place. Their home has since been completely destroyed. Now, we found them through the internet. A girl named Michelle here in Oklahoma City ran the Facebook campaign and did GoFundMe and everything for him. And 3 months after he had been rescued, we found them through Facebook. But prior to that, we had no idea where they were. They were in Norway, and they're a success story. They have been integrated into their community. Michelle and I have both visited them. We've spent time with them, and Rehab, the oldest daughter who contacted us, she speaks some English, and she's helping in the refugee center in this village they live in to translate for other refugees. So I really feel like Kunkush, he had a special mission to bring the world together around his story, and he brought his family so much support that they wouldn't have had otherwise necessarily from around the world, but yet at the same time, it's so amazing that this family is being integrated into their community, because we hear a lot of stories about how refugees haven't been welcomed, but I'm just so glad that this family has been welcomed where they are.
And obviously part of it is the way that they are, who they are, the way they respond and react. All of this makes a big difference too. Well, it is just incredible, and I'm so glad that you were involved in this. It's amazing to me, astounding.
I know.
I mean, it is just taken you into a different place.
I know, it's nothing I could have planned.
Changed your life.
Could not have planned this, you know what I mean? This is.
I happen to notice that Michelle has come in and she has a cat. When you got the call from this friend of yours, what did you say? Did you just go, really?
I've been reaching out to her because my parents are refugees. They're refugees from Vietnam.
Oh, okay.
So this really hit home, and then when Amy went on her you know, going to go to India, and then she stopped in Greece. I was like, I want to help. This hits me right in my heart, and I want to be a part of this. But
she told you about the cat?
Yeah, and so I was like, anything I can do, and we worked together.
She said, get online.
Yeah, she was like, okay, let's do a campaign and get on Facebook and just start creating things, and I did.
You did.
Yeah.
Well, thank goodness that you were there. Thank goodness that you did that, and thank goodness that you guys came in today. I love this story.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Late one night in August of 2015, a car driven by a smuggler snuck out of the city of Mosul in the country of Iraq. The smuggler's passengers were a mother and her 4 daughters and 1 son. Their father had recently died. Surah, the mother, had paid the smugglers to help her family flee the country. Mosul had become too dangerous. Surah had decided they could not leave without their beloved cat, Kunkush.
So Nicole Holloway is here today, and we're going to talk with her about some really items that I think that you'll enjoy. It's kind of a sneaky Pete thing.
Oh, okay. We'll see.
Hey, Dog Talk fans, make sure you join the conversation on social media. Just go to facebook.com/dogtalktv. We'd love to hear a story of your furry friend, so send us an email to pat@dogtalktv.com. You could be featured as our Dog of the Week. Now, enjoy the show.
Okay, Nicole, we've got the word. Tell us what's on for the day.
Well, we're talking about a little bit of an odd thing, I suppose, but we've talked about it before when you see animals that are abused, and I think last time we may have talked about when veterinarians may see abuse and things like that. Well, what about when you see an animal that you think is being neglected or abused in your neighborhood or around, wherever you go about your daily routines? What can you do about it, or what should you do about it, which actually are kind of a different thing.
Yeah, it is, and one of the reasons that I called you is because there are organizations who, I guess you could call them philanthropic, but they actually, when someone notifies them that there is a dog being abused, a dog out on a chain in a backyard without food, without water, a dog that is thin, a dog that is having maybe babies out in the person's backyard, someone notifies them, they go, and under the cover of darkness at night, they take the dogs and rehome them. Now, from what I understand, and I have known 2 groups that do this, and they all have great intentions, and all of the dogs that they find homes for, are so much better off for what they do. However, unfortunately, those people from which they get these dogs eventually get another dog. So it is continual. And these groups, now what kind of liability are they subject to?
Well, at the very basic level, criminal theft. They are stealing someone else's property. Obviously we've talked about the fact that we don't like how dogs are characterized as property or animals in general, but that's just the way the law looks at it. So at the very, least, they could be, charged with stealing somebody else's property. They can be sued in civil court for getting that property back. Actually, and they can also be, charged with probably a misdemeanor with what we equate monetarily with dogs.
Who in the world would subject those people who were doing some good to that kind of legal problem?
I know, and I kind of agree with you there. So why would you want to punish people that have really good intentions? But there is a downside to that. Well, there's 2 downsides that I see to it. First of all, like you said, the people are going to go get another dog. If these are people who really get some kind of sick enjoyment out of neglecting an animal and feel like they have to have one that they can torment for some reason, which we've seen that all too much. Like you said, they're going to get another dog. Going through the proper channels, using the authorities, you can get them tagged or flagged as someone who neglects animals. And that helps you. It doesn't absolutely prevent them from getting another animal, but it can certainly put up some roadblocks.
Yeah.
So that was my question is, if you see a problem, definitely first is contact the authorities, because it starts the process of notifying the city officials that there could be a problem. Even if that dog is rescued, it gives them a chance to get in the system without just somebody taking it and then they just find the next dog or whatever.
So what do you think about, because we have had recently some publicity about neighbors shooting dogs who were of a breed that they thought were aggressive. The dog even shot in their yard. You know, it is, I know, a felony to kill a dog. But how do you find out? How do you get this person arrested? I mean, what?
Well, I mean, unfortunately, just like any other crime, you have to have enough information to give to the police in order for them to investigate it. You know, I think we all understand that unfortunately a lot of that is you know, it stems from just a lack of information about the breeds in general. And I mean, if you have an aggressive dog in your neighborhood, I think obviously you go through the proper channels again and you report those. But if you have dogs and people are, you know, writing you threatening notes or saying things about your animals, report that as well, because that's harassment, just like anything else.
Oh, that's a good point then. Yes, it is. Because I know that in some neighborhoods, even dogs that bark a little bit or something, which is a normal thing, people, you know, can poison them, do bad things to them. So that's a good thing, and you know, that you can report them, that you can. How do you go about that? I mean, do you just say, this person I get threatening notes from? Or?
Absolutely. You report it just as if they were threatening you with physical harm or threatening to steal something off of your property. I mean, it's very situational. If you know that this particular neighbor has a problem with your animals, obviously, you know, I think I would start taking more precautions with making sure that I'm with my animals all the time. But you have every right to enjoy your property and your home and your animals just like everyone else does.
That's exactly right. It's got to be difficult for a neighbor to look over their fence and see a dog that is being abused. That would be really horrendous for me, and I'm afraid I might trip a little bit, trigger a little.
Now we do have a dual reporting level though in Oklahoma, which is kind of good. When you report something to the police and to animal control, if you believe that animal is in immediate jeopardy, that triggers a different response than if you believe that they are just not taking good care of that animal. So that's something to remember as well, is don't be so reluctant to report it just because you think nothing will get done. If you tell them this animal is absolutely starving to death, they're freezing to death, they have a collar embedded or something like that. So, you know,
or someone is hitting them.
Exactly.
Or, you know, jerking
Take
around
pictures, write down every information that you have. The more information you can give to the authorities, the more likely they will be to immediately go and investigate it. They don't like any of this stuff more than we do.
Exactly, exactly. We thank you so much, Nicole. If someone wants to, on any of the issues that we've mentioned, if someone wants to get in touch with you, how do they do that?
The best way would probably be to email me, and it's Nicole, Nicole, at mndlawfirm.com.
Excellent. Folks, take it under advisement, you know, do the right thing. Try to turn someone in before you turn them out, so to speak. We've had a great time today, and we're going to take a break, and when we come back, Susan Owens has her basketball dogs here.
This will be fun.
It'll be fun.
A1 Pet Emporium is Oklahoma's authority on healthy nutrition for dogs and cats. Quality does not have to cost more, and we only have the best. If your pet suffers from allergies, digestive issues, skin infections, or hair loss, it may be the result of their diet. A1 Pet Emporium can help. We offer pet portraits monthly, adorable rescue animals every Saturday from noon to 4, and free dog and cat food samples. Locally owned and operated, we want to be your neighborhood pet store.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jean Sander, Dean for the Center for Veterinary Health Sciences at Oklahoma State University. The beds of pickup trucks are intended to haul stuff. Using that part of the truck to give joy rides to children or pets is a really bad idea. Please, don't do it.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ken Bartles. This is my dog Spencer. He and I go hunting as often as we can. When we do go out in the pickup, he rides in the cab. He's never in the bed of the pickup truck, never. The pickup bed is for my stuff, not for my dog. Spencer stays with me.
I'm Dr. Laura Sipneski. Your dog may think it's cool to ride loose in the bed of your pickup truck, But he's a dog, and he doesn't think about the consequences. Do you? No one can guarantee that your pet won't jump out, fall out, or be injured traveling loose in the bed of your pickup truck. It's not cool, it's stupid.
I'm Dr. McKernan with the Small Animal Surgery Service at Oklahoma State University, and I'm here to invite you to view these images from dogs that have fallen out of the back of pickup trucks. Injuries sustained including pelvic fractures, leg fractures, a broken back, all because their owners decided to let them ride in the back of a pickup truck. This is completely preventable. There really needs to be a law against this.
I hope we've impressed upon you how serious we feel here at Oklahoma State on why dogs should not ride in the backs of the pickup trucks. It's a serious problem that we see across the country. Over 100,000 animals are injured each year. Just don't do it.
Please, don't do it.
It's not cool, it's stupid.
There really needs to be a law against this.
Just don't do it. Just don't do it.
Here's a quick tip for helping your dogs maintain a normal body temperature throughout the summer season. Provide cool water pools for them to hop into. Plastic baby pools are great. Also, new plastic cement mixing tubs are very inexpensive and sturdy. Provide plenty of fresh water daily, keeping buckets and pools in a shaded area. If you have a covered patio, provide your dog with a comfortable blanket or bed. And remember, folks, the heat you feel is twice as hard on your pet.
Each year, a shelter of this size houses 140 animals. Each of them lost, abandoned, or surrendered by their owners. If the parents of these animals had been spayed or neutered, this shelter would be empty today. There are lots of reasons people don't spay or neuter their pets. They think it costs too much, and yet there are so many low-cost spay and neuter clinics that can help you afford to do the right thing. People think they can make money breeding their dogs. They soon find out that they lose money. Breeding should be left to professionals, whose mission is to improve their breed of dog. Some people just keep putting it off. Then one day, their female gets out of the yard and is accidentally bred. How sad.
I've just adopted this big guy right here, and I'm gonna name him Bruno. Bruno's heartworm tested, rabies vaccinated, and he's been neutered, which is gonna prevent potential medical issues. Plus, he's gonna stray less, he's gonna mark his territory less, and he's gonna be the same old dog. Neutering makes sense.
This is the new Leash on Life Pen Pals program here at DCF Correctional Facility. We've had these dogs for 10 weeks, and this is our doggy basketball video.
That was a great episode. I can't wait till next week. We always have some fun things ready for you. Remember to check out our Facebook page, bring us your ideas, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Dogs. We're talking about dogs. Talking about big dogs, talking about little dogs, oh yeah. Chasing the ball, chasing the cat, digging holes, thing like that. Dogs, talking about dogs. Laughing dogs, sad dogs, happy dogs, mad dogs. Dogs, just talking about dogs. Lost and alone, running the street, checking the garbage, looking to eat. Out there sad and on their own, the law will get them if they got no home. Dogs, talking about dogs. Dogs, we're talking about dogs. You say they were angels sent from above, then a year or two later you fell out of love. You dumped them, man, and kicked them out. Now what the heck was that about? Dogs, we're talking about dogs. Dogs, them poor little dogs. Talking about big dogs, talking about a little dog, oh yeah. Chasing the ball, chasing the cat, digging the hole, things like that. Dogs, we're talking about dogs. Laughing dogs, sad dogs, happy dogs, mad dogs. Dogs, just talking about dogs.